Hey everybody, and strangers you all, because it's been so long since we had our last stream. At least it feels like it's been a long time. It's been like, I think almost 2 weeks. I do apologize for that. Just lots of stuff going on, been very busy, and it wasn't an explained or scheduled absence. It's just been, it just hasn't worked out. But anyway, here we are. I haven't played this game for a while, apart from a quick burn around a multiplayer the other night, which went as bad as well as you could expect it to. I think I was taken out turn 1 in all 5 of the races that I participated in before I just went, no, I'm not doing it anymore. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, I am Webimoto, and we are here to do some racing around Singapore. Minasan o genki desu ka? I really hope you are all well. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday, and yeah, let's get into it. As we are just loading. Oof, I don't even really remember what was the last thing we did here. Goal update, weekend preview, and weather forecast. So it's dry. That's a good thing. Let's have a look at what we've got in the car. Going pretty well for parts usage. Let's put that crappy ice back in the car. Let's put this up, and my phone, which has not been muted as yet, has now been muted. Spectacular. Yeah, put that the MGUH, that MGUK, that turbocharger, and that control electronics. I think we'll just ignore everything that's off there in yellow at this point. It is unneeded. So,
remember to select a driver that you consider your rival from the rivalry screen on the workstation. Performing well against your rival can earn you respect and better terms when it comes to our contract reviews.
Let us set our rival as Julio Perez. Very good. Let's go to practice. So, like I said, hopes everybody's having a terrific Sunday and all that kind of thing. Enjoying your weekends. Obviously, not that long left of it. This tomorrow I'll be back at work.
Joining us here in Singapore as the clock ticks down towards the green light. I'm here with Anthony Davidson once again. Nice to see you, Ant. And I wanted to ask you about how you go about improving the car over the course of a practice session. How much would you say is already known from the pre-race simulations? And how much do you have to do, how much do you have to work on with a real car on a real circuit?
Well, that's a good question, Crofty, and I suppose the simple answer is that there's no such thing as too much information. As you say, the bigger teams have very complex simulations, vast numbers of clever people crunching the numbers back at base, but what they can't tell you is stuff like how the track condition's going to be, or what the temperature's going to be doing over the course of the day, and how all of that's going to be interacting with the tyre.
Because that annoys me.
There's so many millions of tiny variables involved in getting these cars around a racetrack quickly, but the computer can't tailor the car to a driver's specific balance requirements. At some point, you still need to put a human being in there and have them feel it through the seat of their pants. And that's why we end up with different drivers having different setups. So what I'm trying to say is, Crofty, nothing beats on-track testing.
Damn right.
Carl probably mentioned the new parts that have come in from the factory. Well, they're all fitted and good to go.
Oh, we didn't even have a look at where we're actually at now in terms of competitiveness. Do we have a Singapore setup? Probably not, actually. What have we got for Baku? Aero's probably way too low for Singapore. Yeah. Not Monaco. It'd be way too much. Way too much wing. But maybe what we can do is... let's try that. Let's see how that goes.
Okay, let's update the setup.
We are dry all the way through. Very good. Track climatization. Let's see if I remember how to play this game. It's been a while. Whoa! Okay. That was weird. Oh, you muppet, you actually got a flashback. I used a flashback rather than just a restart. What's my brake bias set at? 58. Might be why. Just locked up the fronts. Oof. The game doesn't appear to be running very smoothly at all at the moment. It's quite jittery. That corner, dead set. Twice in a row. I mean, we're just doing this because it's the bloody... Later in the weekend, once the track's got some more grip and you're on the better tyres, you can brake much later for that corner, but I'm just asking too much of it at the moment. What the hell? Why did it... Ah, come on, game. What was that? We're gonna have to go again. For some reason it cancelled out that gate before I even got to it. we got it that time. Finally got it. Took us 3 goes to get the purple. Why the bloody hell's my freaking drink bottle leaking? I hate that. It's not supposed to be able to leak, and yet here we are, covered in water. Awesome. All right, time management. Let's roll. This is gonna be probably pretty tough around here. That went well. The game's still not working well at parts though. It's running pretty poorly. So let me see what else I've got running here that's optional that I can clear out. Get rid of that too. See if we can get it to run a little bit better. Just run a little bit trashy. Okay, well that wasn't too bad. Lap time wise, 1.5 off the pace currently as it stands, but we'll go to FP2.
An interesting practice session there then. Let's remind ourselves of the top 3, who are
Ocon on the soft, look at him go.
And Lewis Hamilton. Thank you for joining us for
Where's our
free
teammate?
practice today.
There
We'll
he
be
is,
back
only
with
on the
more
soft.
Formula One action very short.
That's okay. No representative lap time. I don't have to feel too upset about that. We'll find out more in FP3 as per usual. That's what we'll do. $4,600 points. Just starting to build them up a little bit because we know we're not that far away from the end of the season. So whilst we're sitting here, let's have a look at, speaking of car performance. Excuse me, 3rd best car. Our history is we're still a long way behind Ferrari and Mercedes. But we are still just ahead of Sauber. So Sauber's been on a very similar trajectory to us if you see that. Williams have done a good job of catching up to Haas this weekend by the looks of it. Haas have had a very flat trajectory. Look at that. They have not getting many points at all. Their trajectory is more like Ferrari and Mercedes, except they didn't have the advantage of starting miles in front of everybody else. So Williams have made good progress. We've obviously made good progress. Probably quite similar to Williams. So yeah, anyway, there you go. Third best car. See what we can do. Practice 2. I'm not even sure how many people are going to care about these streams anymore. F1 season's over. They need to have a way... Hey, Green Day, they have a way to zoom in on progress. Yeah, they do, don't they? I think... Yeah, I don't think you can zoom in on it, can you? That's, yeah, maybe they do. We'll have a look next time I go out of it. But welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. That's not what we want to do. Let's get to fuel management, and away we go. So I'm torn because obviously we're well in contention for the championship at this point, but I'm obviously just starting to hoard resource points a little bit. With obviously the expectation being that there's going to be regulation changes for next year. F1 season, I don't know what to do with myself on weekends. Yeah, I know how you feel. I could stream more if that helps. I could simulate Grand Prix. I could start doing 100% races, and I don't have a good excuse to duck out of work early Friday afternoons and watch F1. My view is that there's always good reasons to duck out of work early on Fridays, regardless of F1 status. It's what I try to do. Game seems to be running a little bit better now, which is good. These are well off the target time, aren't we? A bit ambitious at that last corner. Thankfully didn't damage the car. So our fuel usage is fine, but our lap time was not. We're going to have to push a little bit harder, I think. I feel like fuel saving got harder in 2018, tyre wear got easier. I definitely agree with that. Stood on the throttle way too early then. Kept it in check. I've been thinking about getting back into trying out iRacing again. It's been a while since I played iRacing. I have a number of problems with that sim. But obviously they got the new Formula Renault in it now, and I've been half tempted to fire it up and give it a go. Not sure whether there would be interest in this. Seeing me stream that. I mean, I've done some streaming of iRacing before, but not for a long time now, obviously. so we got a green at least. I feel like a wheel would make this game so much easier. It does, for sure. Can't argue with that sentiment. Definitely true. And it also just makes it a lot more fun, you know. It feels a lot more real. You can be far more precise with the wheel than you can with the controller. It is how these cars are supposed to be driven after all. Whoa, it's hot. You can tell I'm out of practice. I can't do tracks like Monaco and not suck with the X. Oh yeah, I can believe that. Those tracks like Singapore and Monaco would be nigh on impossible on the controller. I mean, I used to play F1 Championship Edition back on the PlayStation 3 with the controller. And I remember that being quite difficult. I wouldn't even dream of trying it nowadays. Got it. Just. With the big lift before the line, we got the purple. That must have been borderline on time. Couldn't do the lift and coast because the rest of the time just wasn't there. Obviously, we've got old componentry in the car. It's not as quick as it should be. I'm a little bit out of practice. I'm not going as fast as I should. Let's go to our ERS management. See what we can do. This is always a little bit easier than fuel and tyre from my perspective, the ERS management. You just put it in low and drive as hard as you can for the first two sectors. You're too low there. Game's certainly running better now than it was before, which I'm thankful for. I actually do quite enjoy this track. It's a big commitment track. Got it. That was good. Bit leery at the end, but we got there. All right, let's go to FP3.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session.
So P10,
Here are your top
1.5
three.
off.
Leclerc,
Still not a
Vettel,
representative
and
time,
Lewis
so
Hamilton.
it's not bad. It's not bad. We'll see how we go in the qualifying sim and the racing sim for lap time, and then that will give us a true idea of where we're at. No point messing around here. Let's just kick on with it as soon as it finishes loading. That's whatever. Whatever. We must be creeping up on 5,000 resource points at this point. And then we'll get ready to see what the end of season's going to bring in terms of a change. Get ready to have our butts kicked over that. Okay. Race strat. Let's do it. That was almost an accident. Get over onto that curb. Whoa! Sorry guys, my computer's doing something strange at the moment. Whatever reason, Outlook just has decided to restart itself. I saw it's doing some weird things. What we'll do is we'll just quickly flash that back. I don't want to direct the program. It was really weird what was going on there. So it was and now it's running like garbage again. In fact, it's running even worse than it was before. fact, my controls don't feel right at all. It's feeling very, very, very laggy all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to finish this program. Yeah, there's something strange going on. Starting to get the stutters up. Yeah, it's definitely playing up. There we go. And some people complain about anything that hurts their delicate sensibilities. Yeah, tell me about it. It's a massive problem with the modern age. Let's just say. Huge problem, right? Have a quick look here and see if I can work out why these are all misbehaving. That seems okay. 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 I really don't know why Outlook decided to start itself again though. Weird. I don't know. It's one of those things that happens. Where are we? A new shooting range opened up in my town, and some guy refused to ever go back because they wanted to see his eye and ear protection and make sure his gun wasn't loaded. Wow. I mean, I would have thought that, I mean, so first of all, forgive me as an Australian, we've got some very strict gun laws in Australia, so when it comes to guns, I'm not an expert on such things, but I would imagine that having some very basic controls around those things is probably quite important for those places, right? I don't know why you could complain about the rules. I mean, you're allowed to go there and shoot things. I would have thought that as long as you play by the rules, everything's fine, yeah? But I refused to ever go back because they wanted to see his eye and ear protection to make sure his gun wasn't loaded. If you can't follow the rules, man, I don't know. There's probably not much help for you. All right, let's see if we can do this qualifying sim. I mean, he's welcome. I'm sure he's welcome. If he doesn't like the gun range that's there, he could always just open up his own, right? I mean, that's what free society and capitalism is all about, right? If you don't like a service, create it for yourself. People are a little bit too precious nowadays. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to have a very big problem when they go to work for the first time and get told no, or somebody says something about their performance they're like, because they've never been told that life is hard. They've always got participation medals and stuff like that. And then they're going to go to work and someone's going to go, well, this isn't good enough, and then they're going to break down into tears and not know how to handle it. Because no one's ever said that to them before. You're supposed to prepare the child for the road ahead, not the road for the child. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where I heard that quote, but I really agree with it. Ooh. Target third, we beat it. I mean, most people aren't dumb enough to walk in with a loaded gun. I would have thought so. I mean, I know that there's concealed carry permits and stuff like that. You can walk around with a loaded gun. But yeah, I would have thought if you go into a place like that, you probably wouldn't. But this place is marketing themselves as being for beginners to learn how to handle weapons properly. Yeah. Consequences can be deadly. I'm fine with a super minor inconvenience. Yeah, I mean, particularly if it's beginners, do you want a beginner walking around with a loaded gun? I mean, maybe, you know, they've got to get proficient. I mean, to carry a loaded gun, I believe you need a license and you've got to pass a proficiency test. So if people are just going there to learn, you don't want people having a loaded gun. And at the same time, the same rules should apply to all. It's like, well, maybe we just have this facility where you're not allowed to walk in there with a loaded gun. There's no concealed carry permits. Okay, yeah, no worries. As I said, I'm not an expert on these things, Green Day, where, as an Australian, all our gun laws are universal across the whole country, and they're very strict. Doesn't stop people being shot though. Who would have thought? It's almost like people who break the law are going to break the law regardless. Okay. Let's go to qualifying.
As all the cars are now over the line, your top three again are Wood.
So
Perez,
the strictest
and Daniel
strictest
Ricciardo.
states I believe in the
That
US for grunt
concludes an
control is at
interesting
like
practice
California,
session. Let's hope for more
Illinois,
excitement as the weekend unfolds.
California and Illinois, yeah. And then there's a couple that are quite strict as well. But I think California and Illinois are the two strictest, aren't they, for guns? From just the basic listening and reading that I've done.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
Okay, yep.
You spent a lot of time on the track during practice. Does the car have enough reliability to sustain that? You were flying in practice. Do you think you can carry this over to qualifying? You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners? Great! Well, that's everything.
There you go. I do like this. I do like the States, by the way, Green Day. I've been over there. I was over in Texas last year for the Formula One Grand Prix. I really liked it over there, so I'm coming back. Well, going back next year. But unfortunately, it's not top of the list because I've got a couple of trips to Japan first because I love Japan. Just love it. I'm going there twice before I go back to the States. Heading to Japan in January and then going back there in May. People say it's too hard to get one, but in order to buy a rifle, you just need a clean criminal record and have been committed to never been committed to a mental institution and get an ID card to own guns. Yeah, and I think when you get the ID card right, don't they just do it? So when they do a check, it's not just like a local check. They do a federal. I think they do a check to the federal database. Yeah, handguns require fingerprints every single time. Yeah, well, I mean, most despite what people commonly say, most gun deaths in the US are by handguns. Yeah, by a long way. Like rifles are actually a small number of like homicides committed by rifle. Just all the ones everyone hears about on the news. That's all fine. We could actually, we're a potential to maybe even get for challenge for pole here. Let's put the good stuff back in the car. Yes, you've got a pretty decent grasp of what's happening. Cool, man. Thank you. I appreciate. I do try to be well versed on things, so as not to embarrass myself if I try and talk about them. I am interested in all of these things. I think America is a pretty cool place, in all honesty. The world owes America plenty, from my perspective. This is acting a bit weird, bit laggy. We you know, America's a country founded on ideas rather than a race or something like that. You know, it's a cool thing. It showed everybody you could run a country based on your idea of freedom. Anything else, it's cool. Need to get to Australia and meet my nephew. That's cool, man. Well, Australia's a pretty cool place as well. We're a little bit more restrictive than the States are, but you know, if you're born in America, Australia, even England, or anywhere in the UK, really, Canada, you've won the lottery, right? You're born in the best time in history in in the freest countries in history. It's pretty cool.
Well, you're largely limited by the Parc Fermé regulations, of course. Back in the old days, pre-2004, you'd work on both a qualifying setup and a
My stepbrother moved to Australia and had a kid, so I haven't met the kid yet. Cool, whereabouts in Australia did he move to?
So the race car was quite
Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, maybe moved out to the country. That'd be an experience. I'm from the country, actually, myself. New South Wales, cool. So it's like, well, that's where I am, right? I'm in New South Wales. So you like got the Sydney and Canberra and all these kinds of places.
Okay, you should be able to get into the next qualifying session easily, so try to get a hot lap in early so we can save the tyres.
So it feels good. So let's get a Q1 lap in. bit too shallow through there. Didn't maximise my run onto the back straight. A little bit of instability. The 35.8, let's see how that holds up. Green Point, I think. I haven't heard of Green Point. Let's consult the Googles. Hang on, no, that's not right. That's South Africa. I don't think he moved there, did he? Oh yeah, okay. Cool. So he's on the coast. That's awesome. That's cool. It's not that... yeah, it's probably like a few 100 kilometers away from where I am. But that's cool. So what have we done? 2/10 faster than Bottas. So our first sector and last sector are on point. Our middle sector is not bad. 4/10 slower than Hamilton's best. So we're in with a shot. My wife moved here for me from Canada. She wants to move out now. Yeah. Our first sector is still pretty good. Alonso, P2. I think Gasly moved in front of us as well. That's alright. So we didn't do another run, but I'm pretty happy with that. So, here's the question. Can we get through to Q3 on the Super Soft? We are going to try it. We're going to have a crack. As one of my good friends, Luce, would say, be having a crack. Sorry, not the Super Soft, the Ultra Soft. Gun buddy my shot. This chair is super uncomfortable. I need a new one. You've got a very sore back and shoulders and chest at the moment, so it's highly uncomfortable. Whoa. Kept it off the barrier. Do have to remember we don't have the normal grip that we do on the Hyper Soft. I'm having troubles with upshifts all of a sudden. When you're way too shallow on that. We'll see. I feel like ultras should be doable. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. What are we on? A 36-1. Let's get to the midpoint of the session. We are the only one who's tried this thus far. I have been done over in this race previously. Only in by 4/10. Who can improve? Really, the one we're worried about is Hulkenberg on a 36-8. We're going to do it. Rolling the dice. Oh. Yeah. Oh, no. I thought we made it for a second. Oh, no. Ah. Far out. I didn't think that that was a bad lap either. In the end, probably should have gone out on track and at least started doing the lap on the ultras. On the hypers and. I'm not too disappointed though, because I think that can work out for us.
Obviously, I expected a better session, but these things happen from time to time. Try to make up for it in the race.
I still think because the way the tyre usage works around Singapore, I still think we can have a very, very, very good race. In the end, I probably shouldn't have tried that. We don't have a car advantage to be able to get away with doing that. Easy one stop if you want it. Yeah, that'll be what I'm going to have a go at. And then just trying to stay out of accidents with the AI.
As the sun sets over the South China Sea, the sport that never sleeps is alert and raring to go. Welcome, under the bright lights of the Marina Bay Circuit, to another Singapore Grand Prix. It's a very long, very physical lap, this one, and really there's not much in the way of margin for error. So we have a bit of an endurance race for you tonight. The 3.1 miles of the Marina Bay.
It's a shame that all the graphics don't change to say 2019, because we're in my second season now. So theoretically, it's actually the 2019 Grand Prix. But unfortunately, they don't have that. It's a shame they don't do it as well as what like EA does with FIFA and all that kind of thing. You know, they've still got them at they still have it say it's like 2018. You know, I'll be 10 seasons into my career, and it'll be still Kimi Räikkönen driving for Ferrari in the 2018 Singapore Grand Prix.
There have been some incredible standout performances.
It's a shame. I really wish that
with this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
Yeah, that. You could create a career mode, right, where you could have driver changes, and then to fix the licensing issues, you can say, oh, you know, but the drivers can't change teams, so what we're going to do is have fake drivers for those, but then have the drivers editable, and be able to choose the commentary name and everything like that. So theoretically, you can then change the driver model to look like the real driver. You can then also change the driver's name and make them look like the driver. So,
Max Verstappen,
yeah, I feel like there's stuff that Codemasters could do. They could do if they wanted to.
Almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Or if you could actually get catastrophic failures.
Great starting position for us. Let's see if we can improve on that in the race.
One stop. There it is. That's what we're gonna do. How much fuel was I carrying? Let's carry a little bit more. So a P9, so there must have been 3 penalties in front of us, so I wasn't even paying attention.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
I promise you I'll go through all of them by the time we get to the end of the lap. So Leclerc will be the first of the ultra soft runners, I would imagine, because I'm pretty sure he must have qualified 10th. Oh, sorry, 11th. Sorry, no, the Sainz must have qualified 11th. So Sainz might be the first of the ultra soft runners. Sorry, I was Yeah, we were 12th. CPU. Oh, you mean, okay, yeah, like the AI. Have no strategy when it comes to taking grid penalties. Yeah, I know. You go to a race and then all of a sudden, like, there's just a whole rash of grid penalties. And it doesn't really, there's not really anything that, you know, doesn't appear to be any rhyme or reason to it. It's like race number 2 and 3 and people already swapped engines. But I think they can let their durability get so bad that can actually happen. But yeah, I understand what you mean. I remember in 17 when I switched from Renault to Red Bull, and Red Bull's durability was just horrendous, and I had gearbox failure in my first race. Alright. That must be Alonso up in P3. That's pretty stellar. Okay. Now, invariably, we're going to get a bad start here because I always get bad starts. I don't launch these cars very well. But then we'll see what we can do. Yeah, so Leclerc's on the Hypers. So our initial race is with Sainz.
And watch for the lights.
And the cars behind us. So Sainz and Ocon and whoever else is directly behind us. We'll just Perez it. Oh. Yeah, good boy, Pierre. Block him.
DRS is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
Both Mercedes stuck behind the McLaren. That wasn't planned. He broke very early. He must be having a pretty significant tyre wear.
Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available.
One of these guys to pit and get out of my way. Ah, oh, come on! That's why I wanted him to pit and get out of my bloody way. Oh yeah, now they do. Whoa.
Pierre is in for his stop.
Car does not want to pull up for that corner at all. God
Be
damn it.
careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
Man. Front of the car will just not stick. Oops.
We want to pit this lap, so push now.
Wow, these tyres are giving up.
To run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. Don't forget, box this lap.
I had the line, but it didn't start. Oh, I've lost a bit of time there. Oh, they're changing the front wing. Don't do that. It was only mildly damaged. Oh, you scumbags.
Complete. Go now.
Ah, you dumbasses. Oof.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Hamilton's just sitting behind Perez, so he's continuously getting DRS. Get another upshift problem, that's good. That's exactly what I need. Meanwhile, whilst I'm stuck behind these two jerk-offs, the other guys on the two stoppers are closing the gap. I need clear air right now. Oh! Oh, just pit, would you? Get out of the way! And the fact that Hamilton's there, who's got a very good car in the corners, obviously, and then, so it's very difficult for me to overtake. And then he's just getting DRS by sitting behind Perez, which means I can't get past either of them on the straight. Hey, Sunraku, welcome to the stream, man. Long time no see. Good to see you.
Right, some information on Ricardo. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Why? Good. Now you next, scumbag. Actually, now that he's not going to get DRS, we might be able to get him.
Pierre is in the pits.
That's what we needed. Just needed Perez to get out of the way, or for Hamilton to try and overtake him, so they didn't just... We're just constantly pairing up, getting bloody DRS. Have you reached a point where Toro Rosso is faster than Red Bull? Yes. Toro Rosso is now the third best car. And this is Singapore of my second season. In fact, I think Sauber has even got a better car than Red Bull now. Alright, 11 lap run to the flag. Haha. Yeah, that's right. It is an interesting thing about what I'll do next season. You know, whether I'll stay at Toro Rosso for a 3rd season, or like, do I aim to give them the best car, or, you know, now I'm conflicted. Well, we have a massive lead, don't we? I was sitting there worried about, because obviously the 2-stopping guys are going to be much, much faster than me at this point, because I'm on A-Ling soft tyres. So, and I was worried that the gap was going to be quite close. Oh, Seb's actually on the soft as well, though. Interesting. Oh, we're miles ahead with that. I don't know how that's happened. We were held up. Oh, no!
That looked bad. Alright. Let me know you're alright.
We were held up quite substantially, was what I was going to say. Oh, we don't want to end the race. Let's go back. That was clumsy. I missed a downshift. I'm going to have to take a look at my wheel at some point, make sure the connections are all clean. I've had real problems this whole race with missing downshifts and upshifts. Mainly upshifts. But it comes and goes. But that was a missed downshift that time. You get so used to driving a track a particular way, and you know, basically your downshifting and that kind of thing just becomes set, like it's a muscle memory. Yes, they call me Sebastian. Unlike Sebastian, no, I won't let it wreck my whole season. Or derail my whole season. Because unlike Sebastian, I've got the flashback function. Are you sure Seb had flashbacks? Yeah, I'm sure he did. I think that German Grand Prix is going to haunt Sebastian for a good while until he wins his next championship. Might as well turn yours down. Perez is taken second now. He's theoretically a threat because of his tyre situation, but he's a lot, 20 seconds behind us at this point with eight laps to go. We'll keep an eye on that gap. How have you been going with the Santa Alta banner? The Ultria one and now the Jean Alta one. Sunraku. Been farming like crazy. Yeah, man, I know. Tell me about it. Did you manage to get Ishtar out of the gotcha? Yeah, she's very kawaii for sure. She's very kawaii. Oh, juggling flamethrowers. Thank you very much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks. I rolled hard for Ishtar, being the Torsucker weeb that I am. But no dice. Pulled a Stofflo. Yeah, in my rolls I managed to get... Oh, Sebastian's out of the race. I managed to get Nightingale, so 5-star Berserker. That was pretty cool. She's my second 5-star Berserker behind Raikou. I got somebody else as well. I can't remember. Not a 5-star. I got a 4-star though. Oh, I did get Ultria though. Original Saber. I pulled her in the last banner, so that's pretty cool. But I've got my Nero Bride up to Palingenis and got her up to level 92. So she's pretty powerful. The Umu Emperor. Although I prefer her in her red outfit rather than the bride outfit, but what are you gonna do? She's still pretty powerful as a bride.
Yellow flag.
Astolfo and Sir Lancelot.
Okay, clear.
Hey, flamethrowers. I'm on 100% difficulty at the moment. I did jack up to 105, and just wasn't having a lot of fun with it, so I put it back to 100. I've been thinking about winding it up again though, because obviously now that we're in contention to win a championship in a Toro Rosso, you know, it's probably a little bit on the easy side.
Turbocharger is on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum.
Yeah, let's keep mileage down, so I'll just pull over on the side of the road and retire from the lead of the race, yeah? That's what Daniel's done. Berserk Lancelot is fun sometimes, yeah. Can do insane damage if you feed him crits, which I can with Jack. Yeah. I was using Jack quite a lot during the Saber Alta Santa banner, and I've decided that I want Jack in my I want Jack, but she's notoriously difficult to pull. So, but she's the assassin on my list. Yeah, I know, you lucky bugger. But yeah, I'm a little bit dirty on the fact that I haven't been able to pull Ishtar. She's the one I want. And Uriskel when she comes into the under the English servers, for both very obvious reasons. That's the first one of those good old race. The Gutcher wants you to watch Apocrypha. Yeah, Apocrypha was okay. Give me Jean, Jacques, Mordred, and Astolfo. I'm very jealous of having Mordred and Jean. I definitely want Mordred, although now I'm going to end up with a bevy of very powerful sabers. Although Altra is obviously notoriously not as good as her 5-star ranking would make her out to be. I've only got one ruler at the moment, and I've got Martha ruler. I pulled her through the summertime banner.
Have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Whoa! Car wanted to kill me. But obviously during the banner I've been friend bowering Ishtar every time, and yeah, she's just too damn cute.
Okay, we're reaching a danger with the wear on the MGUH. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control.
$300 quartz into Jolter for nothing. Yeah, I put what did I put in? I would have put in trying to pull Ishtar. Yeah, probably 300, almost 300 sand quartz into trying to pull Ishtar. But I'd already used quite a few in trying to get Gilgamesh the week before, or actually the day before, because I want that bugger as well. He's very powerful. He's just a team nuke, that guy.
Okay, tyres still looking good, Nick. Let's keep them that way for as long as we can.
Guess it's time for a gap check to Curvio, yeah? Whoops. Gap light. 12.5 seconds, okay. Should be pretty safe. Having Gil could have been useful considering I'm heading into Camelot soon. I guess I'll do it with Archer, Ultra, and Kuro. Yeah, Kuro was really good. Kuro was a great addition to my team. I've maxed her out and given her a Holy Grail. Her Noble Phantasm is very powerful as a single hit. Camelot's where things start getting real, in terms of the difficulty of the story mode, or yeah, whatever you want to call it, the campaign. Some of those battles against the a few of the characters in there are very, very difficult.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
They're a bit different than what you've done previously, but they're good fun though. Good to do it. Babylon comes out very, very soon, so looking forward to that. Should be given plenty more chances to try and pull Gilgamesh at that point. And obviously he should be added to the story mode Gutcher at that point. But yeah, I'm gonna be a bit miffed if I get to the end of this banner and I still haven't got Ishtar. the end of the next quest gives a summon ticket, so I'll be using that to try and get her again. Yeah, that sucks. But at least I'll be added to the story quest gacha at that point. Obviously, certainly expect to see a lot more of Gilgamesh after that. Like on your friends list and stuff like that. I'm glad there is a friends list. It's the only way I've been able to play with Ishtar so far. But just listen to her with her little torsuckerisms. I'm very jealous of the people who've managed to get her. He's a true whale. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not really much like that. So I can't remember the last time I spoke to you actually, Senraku, but I don't know if I think I told you I was going to Japan in January. I'll be over there for 3 weeks, from January the 12th through to February the 2nd. And I was thinking about doing some IRL streams over the phone of something, I don't know, walking around Japan. I haven't heard about that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I am doing that. Undecided at this point whether I'll do those streams. I could try it out. Why not? It's going to be pretty wintry over there, which is, as an Australian, is different for this time of year. But, so I'm going to be over there in January, and then I'm going to be back over there in May. That's good. You can fill the void that I've left, because this is my first stream in like 2 weeks. I just been snowed under with work on the Osani website.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
It's been sucking up my weekends, and my weeks have been very busy, and I think I've got some kind of infection or something at the moment. It's giving me a sore chest and shoulder and arms, which makes driving a bit uncomfortable, but I've decided to just, you know, belt through the pain this time out. You're welcome, everybody. I think we're about to take the lead of this World Championship. I'm going to lead the championship for the first time. Both in my career and first time this season, obviously. I'm all out. Got my first subscriber, an amazing $2.50 a month. Ready to leave my job. Oh, that's cool, man. Congrats. I've thought about it. I mean, you know, you would have seen Greg on my stream. He's gone affiliate with Twitch. Obviously, I haven't, because I do dual stream to Twitch and to YouTube. Because I'd like to build up a community base before I thought about, you know, trying to monetize it. Monetizing, that's not really why I'm in it. Really what I want to try and do is just build up a fun little community to hang around with online. Yeah, that's right. Whoa! That'll learn me to sit there and not concentrate. That's alright, we can just bring it home from here. I think Sergio's far enough away for us to be able to get to the end. Yeah, so that's why I haven't done it, is because of the duals that you can't dual screen. You can't dual stream, sorry. That's right. So that's why I haven't done it. Let's make Perez think he's got a chance, yeah. There it is. Woo! That's a strategy that won that for us.
Superb driving. That's the race win.
But after that, you can make highlight vids and stuff, yeah. So, because I still get a fair bit of traffic from both YouTube and Twitch, it feels like it would be the wrong thing to do to stop doing stuff on YouTube Live. Because like I said, for me, this is more about trying to build a community base rather than is about monetizing it or making money, you know, trying to make money out of it. I mean, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to get paid for it, and then I could just do it all the time. That'd be cool. I create endless content for you guys.
This is a strategic sport at the end of the day, but it's always really gratifying to see,
you know, as I said, like I'm not. It's not what I'm in it for. So. You know, but yeah, it'd be good to go affiliate one day, be able to do some of those things. The other thing I could do would be to do, you know, a stream to Twitch and a different stream to YouTube, like different game or something like that.
An opportunity to race and to
yeah, that's right. If you're not doing both, then it doesn't matter.
Here today.
But obviously, Formula One's about to go on a dead season now because of the end of the championship and everything like that. So I've been thinking about maybe starting to do some Minecraft again. It's been a while since I did that.
Takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship.
I've got an idea of what I'd like to do. Look at that, we're in the lead of the championship.
Well, after a drive like that, it's got to be Max Verstappen, hasn't it? Very clean, very smooth. He can be really pleased with that one.
Yeah, it's got to be Max Verstappen who went from 17th to 6th rather than Webb who went from 9th to 1st.
At the top of the standings. Well, what a weekend that
Constructors wise,
Please
we're
join
still
us
third.
next time for another thrilling instalment of this Formula One season.
That was a good race. The strategy won it for us there. By not making it to Q3, we you know, paid dividends.
Great work out there today. How do you think it went?
Well, I won the race.
Was there really any competition for you today? You were cutting your way through the field during the race. Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race. You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled. Great! Well, that's everything.
Well, that's good. We're in the lead of the championship heading to Russia. And obviously, we've got a pretty good record at Russia. So, yeah, just to continue on with that. So, these interviews that were fun about 2 races and then got tedious. Right, so 5,400 points. That's good.
Just wanted to say congrats on the podium. It's thoroughly deserved. We were sweating those last few laps on the pit wall.
After I put it into the wall and snapped off half the front wing. Yeah, so, but I've been thinking about, as I said, doing some other games. So first of all, maybe getting back into Minecraft and streaming some of that. I've got an idea for what I'd like to try out in that. And we're about to move into summer, which is sort of generally Minecraft time for me, because it's a time sink and it's good therapeutic when you want to sort of wind down at the end of the year. The other one I got Pokemon Let's Go Eevee version. So I want to fire up the Switch and stream that because I see not only are people getting really good streaming numbers with that. I just think it looks like a really fun game. I enjoyed playing through Pokemon Red a few years ago when I did that. So I've been thinking about doing that. But obviously, my main thing is just racing content.
Invitations to new historic events. You'll be able to choose whether or not to participate before the end of this weekend.
I mean, clearly you've got to go what you're good at, and yeah, we'll do this. And I'm reasonably proficient at racing, so you know, I shouldn't walk away from that too much, because you gotta have your differentiator. Any sim racing stuff upcoming? I've been thinking about getting back into iRacing because they've got the Formula Renault 3.5 now. So I've been thinking about, well, in fact, I reinstalled the game yesterday. I haven't fired it up yet. I've been thinking about getting that game and trying it out. The advantage of playing iRacing is I can use the Oculus with it, but obviously that's not so good for streaming. So what I might do is maybe just go back to a triple screen thing. Although I love using the Oculus, particularly if I was driving that car. So
Here we are then, the calm
yeah,
before
I
the
think
storm as
we might try
wait
some
for this
iRacing
field of
stuff.
iconic cars to burst into life for the historic
I assume that's what you mean,
invitational
is like
event
proper, not
today.
just racing against
I'm
the
delighted to
AI
have
and
the
something like this.
opportunity
You
to
actually
be
mean
here,
like
and welcome
a sim
along to
racing
all of you at home as
championship
well.
or something like
So
that.
grab a cup of tea and get ready.
Because if
As our
that, if I
competitors
wanted to
make
do
their
that, I
final
probably would do
preparation.
iRacing, because it means I can race sort of whenever I want, rather than getting back into a league scenario. There are add-ons to VR that allows you to see your chat, but I don't know much about it. Yeah, that would be cool. I might have a look at that. I might have a look at that and see if I could do something with it. But just back to what I was saying. I'd rather, if I'm going to go back into proper sim racing and come out of my retirement as I am right now, what I would do is something like iRacing, where I could just race whenever I wanted and have it be for points, choose a time slot by the weekend. The problem with league racing, of course, is that I have to commit to a time to do the race. Generally got to do a lot of practice. Ugh. I mean, you got to do that in iRacing as well, but you know, I'm interested in this new car because I've seen the videos for it. It looks pretty cool. Maybe I'd like to check it out and see what it's like. Anyway, let's do this. Let's do this pursuit in the RB6. I certainly would like to do more racing. I feel a bit rusty, obviously, just playing a game like this. Like, sometimes you like to be reminded that you've actually still got the skills. You know, it's been a long time since I won a championship, let's put it that way. And winning a league race is, it feels pretty damn good. Like, I'm sure it's not close to the elation of winning a proper, that's a bit silly, a proper race, like in real life, but it feels pretty damn good. Particularly against quality opposition where you've had to do practice for it. Coming back at me. What is this? To be fair, he collided with me. That's better. Screwing up that corner on the first lap really cost us a lot of time. Whoa. That was pretty straightforward. Sochi. I kind of expect us to go pretty well here. We've got a damn good record around this track.
Okay, we had the new parts come through from the factory. We'll get them on the car.
Hey, Deradros. Welcome back, man. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. How goes the championship? You can see for yourself. We lead the championship by 16 points after Singapore. After a win at Singapore. Look at that run we've had since Monaco. Only been off the podium once at Hockenheim. Yeah, it's been a good back end of the championship. That's where we're at in terms of development. We do have... I want to save about 5,000 points for when we inevitably get the call to say that there's regulation change. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
I recommend we could go for something like this.
The chassis is still where we're struggling the most. Look at that. We've got the second best car aero-wise to Ferrari. Powertrain. We've fallen back down the order a little bit on powertrain. So have the other teams caught up to us a little bit? No, not really. We've improved again. What did we just have come through? Progress history. Yeah.
What do you think of this one?
Reckon we'll do this. We'll do it for 720.
If it were me, this is probably what I'd invest in.
They want to do heave dampers next. Pretty expensive upgrade. Actually, what would that do for us?
I recommend we could go for something
Third
like
best
this.
chassis. Cool. Alright. We got new barge boards. Cool. It's going to be dry. Another step forward from Mercedes and Ferrari. Ferrari's gone well ahead, haven't they? That's but we've moved. Obviously, we're clearly now the third best car. Look at Red Bull. Red Bull's now beneath Force India and Toro Rosso, and they're down amongst Renault now. What time are we at? 4 o'clock. Let's do another race, yeah? It shouldn't take me too long to do Russia. It's no particularly long lap. Clearly, it's all Renault's fault. Of course it is. But so that was the other thing as well, Senraku. If you've got an idea for what you think I should do, certainly be interested to do that. It'd be cool if we could do some sort of collab or play a game together at some point. That'd be cool.
We can see, of course, plenty of activity in the garages as we wait for the green light to get this session underway. Anthony Davidson, thank you for joining me once again. What are you going to be looking out for?
And I was thinking about trying to do a farming stream for... I know people do farming streams for FGO. I'm thinking about doing a farming stream.
So it's important to resist the
win a World Constructors with a Williams. Oh, that would be hard. You've got to be so far ahead to actually have your teammate get up to that level.
Over the course of multiple laps. So if someone does half a Grand Prix distance and they're consistently half a second quicker than another driver doing the same,
it would be so painful.
Then that's generally a good indicator of a car with a solid.
Imagine how many seasons that would take. to get Williams to the point where you can regularly beat the opposition, and your teammate
We're
can
going to
do
be
that.
logging some extra data during this session. Nothing you need to worry about, but as we have some new parts, we'll just confirm they're performing to spec.
Alright, so let's go to the setup screen. I don't think I have a Russia set up, but I do have a Canada set up, and that feels pretty good to me. In terms of weather, dry. Very good. Don't have to think about the weather at all. Track acclimatization. Engage. But I don't know how everybody feels about maybe getting back into some Minecraft streaming. Maybe with the Pokemon streaming as well. What everybody thinks of that. Obviously, I've been doing some Red Dead Redemption streaming, but that hasn't proven to be very popular so far. So I'm not. I might just play that offline. I'd rather concentrate my streaming time to playing games that people actually want to watch me play. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, went too deep in there. Oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Actually, I'm gonna go back to the garage because I don't think I'm carrying enough wing. I think I prefer a little bit more wing. Yeah. Still a little bit too much understeer. See if that's any better. Yeah, that's better. come on. We got there even with that missed corner. That's good. Good. Tire management. Very good. Okay, let's go to FP2.
An interesting practice session there then. Let's remind ourselves of the top three, who are
That's a pretty good indication of pace there. It wasn't bad considering it was just the tyre wear lap. Alright, we're back over 5,000 resource points. That's good. That's what I wanted. I want to try and keep that 5,000 as a buffer for the end of season regulation change. We go. Oh, what was that? First time. Shame you can't be out on track and then just like request what program you want to do. So like you could do the tire wear program and then immediately move into the ERS program without going back to the garage. I guess you got the problem with tire wear at that point, but still. Oh, that was that. Easy enough. Okay. Practice 3.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then.
6th fastest, despite doing the US test and the fuel burn test. Pretty good pace. See how that goes in qualifying. How many points did we get? Okay, FP3. Let's do it. Bow, bow, bow. Hey, race strategy. Let's go. Hey, Buck Von Tran, and hello back to you from Australia. Good to have you here. I'm sure I've said that completely incorrectly, but there you go. Hey, Go Ninja. What difficulty do I recommend against the AI? Well, that's all about your own proficiency. And thank you for the follow, Go Ninja. I really appreciate it. In terms of what I would recommend, it's going to be all about whether you're how experienced you are, because the higher you have the number, the more aggressive the AI is going to be with you. So it's not only about the lap time, it's all about how hard the AI will race you as well, like how you know, how aggressive they'll be with you, how much contact they'll initiate, how much they'll chop you off, and all those kinds of things. So if you have it too high of a number, you may take away from your ability to have fun with the game, because you'll find the AI just obnoxiously aggressive. I'm playing the AI right now. I have 6... Hang on, hold on a second. First position, rest third to 8th. Currently on medium difficulty to 40. So what car are you in? Is that equal physics, or is it different? Is it different physics? Like which car? Are you in the best car, or? So you're in a Red Bull, so you're not in the, yeah, you're not in the best car, you're in a second tier car, like you said. Oh, so you're in the Toro Rosso, so you're in the same car that I'm in here. Okay, so if you're winning races in the Toro Rosso, it's clearly too easy. I would recommend moving it up to 60 to see how you go. But what you're looking for is a cutoff point between your competitive lap time wise, so you're not being forced to qualify last all the time because you can't match the lap time of the AI in qualifying. And the other thing is that being around the AI, have them not being overly aggressive with you and wrecking your fun experience because they cause accidents with you. The AI will do that anyway. The more you turn up the gauge, the more likelihood is that the AI will just hit you for whatever reason. They become more aggressive. So I would recommend trying it out on 60 and see how you go with that. That will probably be a good level. It'll become, yes, 60, that's right. And that will be a good level to try it out on. If it's too, yeah, no worries, Mark. You're welcome, Go Ninja. If it gets too, if it's still, it probably won't be still too easy. But my other advice would be that if you have a wheel and pedals rather than a controller, without knowing what you use, because I think the wheel makes the game easier because it handles like a real car, and you got more granular control of the vehicle. Would also be practicing being able to not use assists, so no traction control, no ABS. Because your peak for how good you can be will be higher without assists, if that makes sense. Yeah, for sure. So you should definitely try and also turn down your assist usage. And get to a point where you're not using any assists. So you should also practice. And if you turn the assist off, that will make the game harder anyway. So that might also give you what you're looking for. But yeah, I would recommend... First of all, do what you're going to enjoy. If you just want to race and you don't care about, you know, being able to drive without assists, then just turn the difficulty up to 60 and create a challenge for yourself. If you're interested in becoming better, you should, instead of turning the difficulty up, spend time driving with the assist turned off, so you can get used to driving without ABS and out traction control. Because once you become a master of that, you'll find the game much more enjoyable, I guarantee. And then the maximum level you'll be able to get to, in terms of ability, will be higher.
process complete, and that was a very good job indeed.
Elite difficulty? Yeah, elite difficulty. Yep, that's the hardest. No traction control, no flashbacks, no nothing. You've been playing experienced. Yeah, so try it without... you can leave flashbacks on, because invariably against the AI, I leave flashbacks on. Invariably against the AI, you're going to want flashbacks, because the AI will have stupid accidents with you. And it's not fair that they wreck your race. But definitely learn how to play without traction control and without ABS. You'll get better. You'll get better for sure. So middle sector was a bit slow, but our first and last sectors were on point. Good. Let's go to qualifying. Let's put some...
As all the cars are now over the line, your top 3 again.
Alright, so we're fastest. So... I need traction control. Yeah. It is difficult without it, yeah.
You made it look easy.
But if you turn it off, obviously the game will get harder for you for a period. But then you'll improve. Yeah, I'm not feeling the pressure.
You put in a lot of time on the track today. Was there a reason for this? You had an incredible pace in practice. Would you say that you're pretty comfortable with the car? Great. Well, that's everything.
And the track lines for turning. So that's the other thing. I mean, I understand why people use the line, because unless you've done a lot of racing, you don't really know the track off by heart. I never use the racing line because I know all the tracks, but you know, I've been sim racing for a long time, so I know how to learn tracks and all that kind of thing. How do you race without the assisted racing lines and miss my turns? Yeah. So that's right. So I've been a sim racer for a long time. Basically, Codemasters games is my retirement. So I know all of these tracks pretty well. The last tracks I had to learn was Russia, as you just saw. A few years ago when it first came into the F1 games, and Baku, and Paul Ricard. Paul Ricard was a slightly different layout than what I remembered it. No worries, man. That's why I have the channel, right? It's the whole idea is for not only for you know, people to watch me race around like a pleb, but it's also to, you know, ask questions and chat about stuff and things like that. I'm more than happy to help out if I can. Let's put that in. That's alright. Let's put that in. Actually, I've probably got one that's... Yeah, we're a couple that's already got some wear and tear on it. Okay. Let's go to the qualifyings. How often do you take a grid penalty? Probably at the moment, once a season. I would need to take it.
Welcome back to Sochi. We're about to be joining the
I've had two different races this year where I bombed out of Q1 because it rained and I hadn't done it, and they got dry at the end of the session and I got knocked back to last. That was at Paul Ricard and Hockenheim. I think it was Hockenheim. Both where they rained it. They rained all the way through Q1 and I got dry enough at the end of the session for them to go to Inters, and then they all done a lap and I was slowest. So both of those times I've got a whole new kit of everything and taken like a 60 place grid penalty. So, but generally you should, in your first season, you'll probably need two lots of new stuff. By the second season, as long as you've invested in durability, you should be able to get that down to one race. I think even with best durability, you're probably going to have to do one set of penalties for the year. And you should take it all at once and just have a bad qualifying run rather than taking 10 places here, 5 places there, 5 places here, that kind of thing. Because otherwise you're just hampering a whole bunch of races rather than just one. Choose a good place where it's easy to overtake, like Canada or something like that. And take it there and then put on a low downforce setup and try and overtake everybody on the straight. Okay, so let's do a lap. Let's get the eyes on. Yes. Yeah, you go through the whole race without a single overtake. That was a clumsy lap, but we still went fastest. I doubt that's going to hold. We had like three different events there. We came out of the corner and throttled down, and the back of the car flicked out. Generally through the right-handers, I might be just a little bit too aggressive.
Engine fired. We're
Hang
set.
on. Why am I going? Ah, the bloody HUD stuff disappeared. I hate how the game does that. It doesn't matter. These tires are a bloody throwaway. Actually, no, it's going to put a new set on there, isn't it? Oh, you dumbass. Stupid game. Alright, now the HUD's back. Well, that's so that's handy. Ah, good, it didn't put another set on. Alright, so we're fastest at the moment. As I said, I'm not convinced that's going to hold. 32.7, very good first sector. 31.4, pretty good middle sector. The Force India's to the front. Interesting. Alright. Probably not going to bother messing around with trying to do this on the Ultra Soft. We did that at Singapore. It didn't work out for us. I think we'll just do this cleanly on the Hyper Soft. Ironically, this is probably going to be... This would theoretically be easier for us. There we go. The HUD's back now. Stupid thing. Tire select. That's fine. Let's go out and get a lap done. Pierre behind me. Force India in front of me. That depends completely on the quality of the people I'm racing with. Multiplayer can be very fun. If you're racing with people who are you know, fast and talented and fair. If you're racing against people who are Not any of those things. Multiplayer can be a real chore. I done some multiplayer the other night, not on stream, just offline for, just myself, just for a bit of fun. And I had 5 races in a row where I was taken out of turn 1. And what can you do, you know? That was not a good lap. Crossed up out of the last corner, messed up a little bit in the middle sector. We'll see how that sort of shape that puts us in. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go again. We'll go again just to be safe. Oh dear, there's a stream of traffic coming out of the pit lane.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
The friggin' AI in this game, man, I tell you what. Get out of the way. You are not on a fast lap, Marcus. Get out of them.
Oh. Are you alright? Engine off.
You deserved that. For God's sake, just get out of the way. You're on an outlap, you scumbag. I mean, honestly. I'm now going to have a Haas right down here at this slow corner. And then I've got no grip for some reason. I'm getting fed up now. Tell you what, we're about to have a rage quit of this game. Unbelievable. I get down to that corner and then I can't brake. Yeah, of course, I don't drive with any assist. So it was looking at what we're looking at now is that if this was real life, we'd have 3 drivers with grid penalties and probably heavy reprimands for blocking. So we went 7/10 faster despite all of that. That's it. You know, we would have gone significantly faster, but hopefully that's at least enough to get us through. We've gone 2nd fastest. What a joke. At least we're gonna have a shot at pole, and I'm gonna be down at Sauber punching guys' faces in. Like, I don't understand the logic that's programmed into the AI in this game sometimes. Like, It's so dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. So this is the only tyre set we've got. I think we just go out now and do the lap, end the session. Give some space to this Merc in front of us. Not that I'd expect us to make great gains on the Merc. That was a bit sketchy. Okay, that's the best I could do. What are we? 6/10 up. See if that holds. Lazy 2.4 seconds faster than our teammate. No, we got done.
Wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top
They all
three.
found a lot of
Hamilton,
pace at the end of the
Wood,
session.
And Valtteri Bottas.
Some might say
It's time
that's
to leave for now, but we'll be back tomorrow when the
maybe a
Grand
little
Prix
bit of a
itself
cheat,
gets
but
underway.
what are you gonna do? They found so what happened there was Hamilton found 7/10 from his first run to his second run. In fact, everybody went significantly faster. Gasly found 1.4 seconds between his first run and his second run. I mean, I guess they could have potentially done them on scrub tyres, I guess, first runs. But still, food for thought.
Well done. That was a good qualifying performance.
Thank you for that. Message. Cool. Let's just do the race. Let's get it done.
Good afternoon from Sochi as we prepare to get underway for the Russian Grand Prix. The championship battle has some time to go yet, but still expect no quarter to be given here on this circuit that made its debut in 2014 and has already seen some classic racing. Situated just 3 miles from the Georgian border, the 3.6 mile Sochi Autodrome has 2 notable overtaking opportunities into turn 1 and then turn 13. 18 corners in total here, 12 to the right and 6 to the left, and it's an average lap speed of around 130 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson is here once again for today's Grand Prix. Let's talk about Red Bull. They've had 1 retirement in the last 5 races. What do you think that says about the reliability of their car?
It's a good statistic for sure, as it demonstrates not only mechanical reliability, but consistency from both drivers as well. These are 2 of the first boxes you have to tick for any successful season.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and Wood completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen and Perez, Gasly, Leclerc, Ericsson and Daniel Ricciardo, Verstappen, Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen and Ocon, Hülkenberg, Sirotkin, Stoffel Van Dorn and Lance Stroll. Sainz, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Fernando Alonso starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Alright, it's go time.
Right, let's be patient going into turn 1. We want to be in a good position for the rest of the race. Good luck. Okay, how was the pull away? You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
They're trying to stay awake during the race.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Okay. Here we go. I know what I'd be doing with those Senraku, but obviously I have my motives. As soon as I get 3 SQ, I'm rolling for Ishtar. I was straight into the Mana Prism store yesterday and cashing in my Mana Prisms for summon tickets. I still didn't get no Ishtar. Salty as the Dead Sea. Yeah, well, I mean, for me, I want Gilgamesh and Ishtar to Mamor, like Caster to Mamor. Mordred and John. So this is the championship battle right here, me and Hamilton.
Race officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available. tyres for a while. The wear doesn't seem too bad at the moment. Just take care when you load them up. this lap. Push hard on the in-lap. Okay, remember to pit this lap. Go, go, go. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. Receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Whoa. Oops. Not paying attention.
manage this, we'll need to lower our ERS deployment mode. Okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
Oh, wow. How did I hit that? Just... That's what happens when the race is this dull.
Laps of fuel remaining.
Diaz is holding up that pack for third quite a lot. It's funny, Ferrari's apparently got the way better car, according to the tech tree graph. But there they are. I mean, 5th and 6th. Oh, my fastest lap's been taken off me.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
I think the ERS overheated at the end of the lap. Not going to be able to get it. Actually, we can try and get it on the last lap if we do a charging lap.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
That's it. Oh, there we go. It's the second win in a row. Extend our lead in the Drivers' Championship.
Fantastic drive. Just fantastic. You deserve that race win.
Shift up. Stop over revving the engine. You're going to wear it out.
Well, what a drive
Franz
that was
Tost
to
managed to
take the
win
win
another
for Toro
race.
Rosso. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap
Flashback also
after
saved
lap.
him after he tore a
If you can
war
do
off on the
that,
wall on
you
the main
can
straight.
capitalise on other people's
Tore a
errors
wheel
without
off, I should
making
say.
any of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
And look at this, they're coming out now. Toro Rosso have developed something of a reputation for forging exciting talent, and we can see that here. An incredible victory. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Wood increases their championship lead.
That almost
Moving
a win
on
ahead.
to the driver of the day then, Anthony Davidson. Who would you go for?
Let's give it to Sergio Perez. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
On to the constructors
Yeah,
then.
P16.
Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
Look at Red Bull, fifth in the constructors. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Out of nowhere, Charles Leclerc done a 33.3. I only needed another 10th to get the fastest lap. But anyway, I'm happy to sacrifice the fastest lap for the win, of course.
Great work out there today.
Oh, thank you.
How do you think it went?
Well, I won the race, so it obviously
You
went
took
pretty
the
good.
top points today. Was it a comfortable win? You must be thrilled to be up on the podium. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret? Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that crash?
No comment.
Great. Well, that's everything.
I'm not going to criticise the team for that. I put it into the wall and tore a wheel off. I had to use a flashback. That's 6,500 points. Oh,
Great
right, in
work.
time for a
That's
contract
exactly the
negotiation.
kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up.
Alright, let's quickly do a contract negotiation.
It's time for us to renegotiate your contract. Here you can see the current deal. Once negotiations begin, the team will make you an offer. You can accept if you like, but I strongly suggest we push for better terms.
Oh, way
They
over.
aren't coming round to that proposal. Let's try something else. They didn't like those terms.
Oh, what?
Let's try again.
It's right on it. Oh, god damn it.
All right, the terms have been agreed. All that's left is to sign the paperwork.
Just.
You'll be on this new deal from the next race weekend.
Alright. So we're going to continue. I just want those resource points. What do we got in flight? I got 1,500 points I
What do
want
you
to
think
spend.
of this one?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. One message. Where are we up to now? Yeah, that's right, Suzuka. Oh, yes, love this track. But we're not going to be doing this race now because it's just about dinner time. We've got to go cook so I can eat and sustain myself. We must be just about due for the... Alright, guys. All tools down. We've got big problems. They're going to do regulation change next year.
The new parts have arrived from the factory without issue. They'll be fitted to the car in time for the next session.
So... Oh, Red Bull's jumped back up to the 4th best car. They've jumped... And Sauber's jumped ahead of Force India. So if we have a look at the progress history... Yeah, look at that. Red Bull's made a big jump. And oh no, so Sauber already had a Force India. Force India's actually caught up, but big step up from Red Bull, and Ferrari have gapped Mercedes, even though that didn't work out well for them at Russia, did it? But in terms of our performance, we've still got one on the way. What did we get? Energy cell, so that was a chassis improvement. So we didn't improve that much, but our next, the one that's due in the US, should take us to third best. Aero, we're second best still on Aero, that's good. Powertrain, still fifth. But I want to try and keep our points above 5,000. But anyway, discussion for the next one. I want to thank everybody who tuned in, particularly those who participated. Go Ninja and Raku, a few others in the chat. It was really good. That's what I like to see. I like it when the chat's active. But that'll do. I do apologise again for my lack of streaming of videos over the last couple of weeks. Do hope to rectify. Hopefully get out a new schedule over the next couple of days. What we'll be doing over the next week or so. But that'll do. Thank everybody who tuned in. If you've got any suggestions of what I should play, I mean, now that the F1 season's over, leave a comment, send me a message. Twitter links, Facebook links are all there or thereabouts. So be sure to send a message. But that'll do for now. Our almost 4-hour stream comes to an end. Thanks everybody, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Toodle pip.